Configurable apps are all about making you as developers more productive. If there's a configurable app available for you, I strongly recommend that's the one you use, because it gets you to the end solution much faster than actually starting from scratch, writing the API, writing the source code from the API. Web app templates, probably the easiest way to get creating an application. In fact, over the last 12 months, there's been hundreds of thousands of applications created on the platform using web app templates. There's well over 30 web app templates to choose from. Most of your time is going to be spent authoring the web map. Once you've got the web map authored, you blend it with a template and then share it online. It's really that simple. Recently, we've released a similar technology from a user experience standpoint for native app development. If you use the AppStudio Web Edition, you author your web map, you pick a template, you put them together, and we'll even build the binaries for you in the cloud for you to then upload to the appropriate app store or download and use directly on your device. Very straightforward for the native app development. Now, the web app builder is something that gives you a little bit more control. You build an application like you saw earlier this morning from widgets. There's a developer edition of the web app builder that allows you to extend it with your own widgets and your own themes if you need a little bit more control. When it comes to native app development, we have a developer edition of AppStudio. And to tell us about AppStudio, I'd like to introduce Ismael Chivite, running on the stage. And he's going to tell us what the team's been up to for the last 12 months. Ismael.
Thank you, Iwan. Thank you very much. Last year, at this same conference, we introduced AppStudio for ArcGIS. We show you how you can quickly build native cross-platform applications. Cross-platform because you write them once, and then they can run in multiple operating systems, including iOS, Android, Linux, Windows, and even Mac. Native GIS apps, because they can run online, offline, they can leverage all the functionality of the ArcGIS runtime, and they can also run on your own device, absolutely natively. Now, the version 1 of AppStudio for ArcGIS was launched in December last year, just a few months ago. Since then, 874 unique native applications have been built with it. Today, I want you to listen to just one story, a behind-the-scenes story of the development of one of these AppStudio apps. Please help me giving a welcome to Matt Flowerday.
Thanks, Ismael. At GPS, we specialise in creating data mapping solutions for the agricultural sector. As you can tell by the image on the screen, we absolutely love new technology and having a play with it. One of our clients, Fonterra, who is the world's largest dairy exporter, had a challenge. They needed to prove the sustainability of farmers across a range of environmental programs. They needed a solution that was easy to use, could work offline on both the iOS and Windows platform. Last year at Dev Summit, I heard about AppStudio. I thought, that sounds pretty cool, let's give it a crack. What you're seeing is the login page to our new application, and I'll quickly run through a demo. The first thing you'll notice is our stripped-out UI, and the map is the hero of the page. We gave the users the ability to rotate the map, but also customise it. We had a number of field users that had fat fingers, so we wanted to give them the ability to control the buttons. They could control how the map looked, along with a range of other settings. This was so that they could customise the app for their own individual user requirements. As I mentioned, Fonterra deals across a range of environmental programs, so looking at waterways, nitrogen use, and riparian management. If I select riparian, you will notice that the map changes and the tools change as well, automatically tailored to that particular program. If we then change to nitrogen, both the map and the tools are automatically updated, and I'll quickly demonstrate one of those tools, which is around creating a management block underneath the centre pivot irrigator. I simply select where the pivot centre is going to go, and then I can set the radius, or I can simply drag it out to make the circle bigger. Then, using our custom wedge tool, I can turn it into a Pac-Man type shape. Once the user accepts the geometry, it will take them through to a custom form, where they can enter a name for the block. They can also control the colour of the block as well, as how it's rendered on screen. They can set in a range of parameters, for example, does it have artificial drainage? what is the percentage of drainage on that block, and also classify it. So it's a pastoral block on a dairy farm with flat contour. You'll notice that the geometry updates very, very quickly, and the block is automatically being clipped to the farm boundary and to the existing management block. And behind the scenes, there's a whole range of calculations going on and figuring out the soil types that that block actually sits on top of. We released the application late last year. We've got over 100 users on the application so far, and our client Fonterra absolutely loves it. The thing that I loved about AppStudio and around the ArcGIS platform is that it gives us, well, not only us, everyone, the ability to build some really great stuff. Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. It is really great to see. We are very proud of actually releasing software that we see people actually building real applications with them. Thank you, Matt, for your work.
Thank you.
Now, the same tools, the same developer tools that Matt used to build his application, we also use in Esri. You may not know about Survey 123 for ArcGIS. This is a new out-of-the-box application that is part of the ArcGIS platform. And you know what? It's built with AppStudio for ArcGIS. To learn just a little bit more about it, I want to also welcome Sathya Prasad.
Thank you, Ismael. Survey 123 for ArcGIS is a form-based mobile data collection app. It's a part of the core ArcGIS apps and is currently available in the Microsoft, Google, and Apple stores. You can learn more about Survey 123 by visiting the website, survey123.arcgis.com. But what I really want you to understand and tell you guys is how we at Esri built Survey 123. So let me switch to my desktop over here. What you're seeing here is AppStudio for ArcGIS, and I've opened the Survey 123 app. You're seeing QML and JavaScript. This is how we built the native apps. It might look similar to HTML and JavaScript, but don't get fooled. We're not talking about hybrid applications here. These are pure native applications that run on multiple operating systems. In fact, lots of people are using this very app I'm showing you right now. And the last time we counted, there was over 1,400 unique ArcGIS organizations using Survey 123 in the field collecting data. In fact, I also want to share that Survey 123 was nominated as one of the best humanitarian apps, and we even made it to the final 4 in the recent Mobile World Congress. So why am I sharing all these things with you today? First, I want you to understand that we at Esri use AppStudio to build apps for ArcGIS. And this is a good example. And second, I'm happy to announce that as of today, with the AppStudio version 1.1, we are giving you the entire source code of this popular app for you guys to customize it.
Thank you, Sathya. All right, so that's the morning. We've spent quite a bit of time looking at the ArcGIS platform and its capabilities. We've spent a lot of time looking at how a developer experiences these capabilities. And I really just encourage you to learn as much as you can this week on what you can do today and also what's coming with the future releases of the ArcGIS. So I'd like to close out and just hand back to Jim McKinney, who's going to have a little bit of a wrap-up and then get you guys off to lunch. Jim.
Good. Thanks. Awesome.
It's good.
Yeah. So, your surface area as developers to create, to configure, to automate, to customize, to extend, to drive the ArcGIS platform either online, on-premise, or individual products that comprise that platform is extensive and vast. But don't be overwhelmed by it. Actually, embrace it. You know, pick what is relevant for you and your important workflows. That's what this week is all about. And much of what you've seen this morning, you can do right now with recent software releases. But there is some stuff that we showed here in the plenary that isn't available right now, that will be available in Q2, like the Quartz API, JavaScript 4.0 release, also the geoanalytics, the raster analytics, that awesome insights demo that Art and Linda did. All those things are going to be in the second half of this year. But keep up with us. Get into the beta programs, give us live feedback so you can actually guide the development of these applications as we're finishing them up. So, it is lunchtime. But before we go, I'd really like to ask you to just give a round of applause for all the folks from Dev and everything they did this morning. Thanks, everyone. And, you know, we just touched on some highlights. We touched on a lot, but there's a lot more this week. So look at your agendas, look at your schedules, and let's have a great week. And we'll see you. Get some lunch and then go to sessions.